Hello, you wonderful subscribers, my patrons and members. Thanks for supporting my channel. Without you, I don't know what I'd do. No, seriously, I don't. Anyway, today's video, it was, can I just say, it was as sunny as anything when I first started. And then all of a sudden it got dark and the heavens opened up. Luckily, I did bring an umbrella, that's not like me. So anyway, this video is about a guy, let's call him Ryan. That's because his name is Ryan. Don't you hate these AIs when they say, oh, and I knew this guy and his name was, let's just call him Jonathan. No, his name's Ryan. And Ryan met this girl online, as you do. A lot of guys do. And Ryan's 48 years old, so he's nowhere near retiring, nowhere near his pension. I'll tell you a little bit about him at the end and you'll understand. So anyway, he met this girl online. They spoke for a little while. When I say a little while, I mean maybe, from what I understand, about 6-7 months. And she talked him into going over to the Philippines because she started saying things like, I love you, and you know, I'm sure this relationship's going to be wonderful, and you're just what I've been looking for. You know how it goes. Anyway, she's 32. She hasn't got any kids. So anyway, long story short, he come over to the Philippines, they met. She introduced him to her family, as they do. It's something in the Philippines to do straight away. The family was great. You know, everybody got on well. They treated him really well. As did she. She couldn't do enough for him. So anyway, he was in the Philippines for around 6 weeks and he had to go home. And when he went home, you know, she said, oh, I miss you so much, and I love you so much, and I wish we could be together. And as time went on, another few months, she started talking marriage. Excuse me guys, I've got to keep everything out of the water, including my feet. So he never thought anything of it. He comes across as a guy who's really got his head screwed on, and at the end you'll probably agree. And he said, look Chris, I'm going to tell you now. Now bearing in mind I was speaking to him on and off for a few months, you know, can we talk and all the rest of it. Then he just opened up to me like this. He says, I'm going to be honest with you, Chris. I unsubscribed from your channel quite a long time ago. He says, because initially I subscribed because I loved your videos and you had what I thought was a very positive attitude. And then all of a sudden you seem to go a little bit too negative for me. He says, especially with Filipinos and relationships and getting married and blah, blah, blah. He says, but I owe you an apology. He says, because with hindsight, he says you were right. But with hindsight, he says, I've resubscribed. Thank you very much. So anyway, getting back to the what happened. So he come over to the Philippines. I've got to cut it down, guys, because this will go on for ages. He come back to the Philippines, they got married. He was previously sending money over to buy some land. Guess whose land she bought? She bought land off the family. Right next to her family. But she got it cheap. And it was all done proper and it all went in her name. And they started to build a bungalow, not a house, it was a bungalow. Is a bungalow. And he basically said to her, when the bungalow's finished, I'll come over, we'll get married and live happily ever after, I guess. So anyway, again, he came over to the Philippines, he got married. And everything was going great for the first 3-4 months. And then she changed. And of course, what do you mean she changed? In what respect? Well, Chris, when I first met her, she was all sort of attentive and sweet. She couldn't do enough for me. You know, she'd be wiping my sweat, you know, concerned and bringing me stuff and asking if I'm all right. And, you know, just all over me like a rash. But he says all of a sudden, she started to act a little bit unhinged. He says I'd get up in the morning and it seemed like her mood depended on what side she got out of the bed. He says the least bit thing I said, it was like something massive to her. And he says I was trying to make excuses for her behavior by, you know, culture, and maybe, you know, it's the language barrier, because although our English was reasonable, it wasn't, you know, 100%. He says, so I persevered with it and I kept going on, but my gut was just knocking the hell out of my brain. And it's telling me, no, there is something seriously wrong here. So, him being him, he basically read her the riot act. And he laid the law down and he said, look, these are the boundaries. I have boundaries, we have to have boundaries in a relationship. If you cross these boundaries, we're done. Well, he says, she went absolutely crazy, Chris. The family got involved, the family was keep coming into the house and asking me what I'm doing, what I'm playing at. And he says, I just got sick of it. He says, I realized I'd made a massive mistake. So from the house being finished, he'd been there 8 months, roughly around 8 months. And he decided he was just going to cut his losses and go back to the US. And that's what he did. She went out on a family outing. We went to a beach somewhere. And when she was at the beach, he left. He just took his suitcase, his clothes, what he'd actually come with, and went back to the US. Well, she was absolutely beyond unhinged when he left. She's trying to get in touch with him and he tried to talk to her and she's just screaming at him. Then he says she went from screaming to calm, and I don't know what's got into me, and I've made a mistake and I'm so sorry. And he says, yeah, well, I'm sorry, I've seen you, I know who you are. Now I can smile about this. Why can I smile about it? I could have told you a lot more, but it wouldn't have really made a massive impact. And of course, looking at the statistics, nobody watches the videos even to the middle, let alone to the end. I'm not moaning, I'm just simply stating the fact. So we're all smiling, and I was saying, well, why is okay about it? He says, well, I'll tell you, Chris. He says, I'm 48 years old. And he says, I'm fit, healthy, I've got a great family, and my family's wealthy. He says, we're not millionaires, but we're wealthy. And he says, I'm wealthy too. He says, the land and the house I built, I could have built 20 of them and still not bothered about what I lost. So you can understand why I am how I am. So I guess the moral to this story is what I keep saying to you guys. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. And you see, my situation was Mel drew the short straw with me because I had nothing when she met me. I've still got nothing until I get my pension and I sell my property, and then I'm going to be okay. But until then, we soldier on. Now, I don't want to come across as negative, guys, but honestly, there's more bad stories than what there is good. But there is lots of good. And as long as you take your time and you don't rush in and don't smother them with gifts and money. Because if you think about it, at the end of the day, how are you ever going to know that isn't what it's about? Now, a lot of people's going to say, which they have on the previous video, oh, we know it's about money. Well, I've said it. Take a look at some of these foreigners and some of the girls are with. Do you think them girls look at them and think, oh, isn't he a hunk? Oh my God, he's so sexy. No, they don't. However, there is good relationships, and the one I love to refer people to, and I'm sure they don't mind, is Simon and Maria. I've known Simon for quite a long time, and Maria, not personally, like, you know, subscribers over the internet. Maria's lovely. They've got 2 lovely girls, and, you know, their heads are screwed on. I don't know about the relationship, you know, who has the perfect relationship, but as far as I know, they've been married many, many years. She's doing well. Simon's doing well, the girls are doing well. So it does work. You just got to do what you do in any sort of relationship and just take your time. Coming from me, you know. It's like I say, do as I say, know as I do. However, at least I've got plenty of experience of what not to do. So it just shows you guys that pouring money into a woman, regardless where it is, money can't buy you love. It can make your life a little bit more comfortable and interesting, I guess, but it will never buy you love. Never.
Hi, Chris.
Hello, hello.
You vlog also my fish.
Your fish?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Look at this beautiful fish. How much are the clams a kilo?
Clams?
Yeah.
That is only 100.
Only 100?
Yeah.
100 lang?
Opo.
I will get some more next time I come. Thank you.
Okay.
So, oh, they're lovely here. Look guys. I love the Philippines. I love the people. Not all the people. Who likes everybody? But the Philippines, if you chose right, if you've got a basic pension, you know, $1,200 a month, and you come to somewhere like Naga, not Cebu, not Manila, especially Makati in Manila, you'll not manage on $1,200 a month there. But somewhere like this, and get the right girl, has a great family like mine. My family are great. They've never asked me for nothing. Not that I could have really helped them out in any massive way. But they're the kind of family you want. Supportive, you know. I really fell on my feet with my family, definitely. So that's it, guys. Don't rush in. Fools rush in, and you'll probably end up regretting it. And like I said on a previous video, if you end up loving the Philippines like me and you want to stay in the Philippines, and your relationship goes pear-shaped, the chances are she's, depending on the situation, is not going to make it easy for you to live in the Philippines. So I hope you found the video interesting, and Ryan's never coming back to the Philippines. He's never going to try and go with an Asian girl, even if it was somewhere else in Asia. So God bless you all, and I mean that. And I hope if you've just getting a recent relationship, it goes absolutely fantastically well, and you're happy for the rest of your days. So again, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.